On behalf of the county paramedics, I'd like to thank the people that comprise this chain of survival in New Castle County. To the 32 citizens we are recognizing tonight, thank you for becoming involved, for dialing 911 and starting chest compressions. You were a vital first link to the ultimate survival of the patient. To the 6 emergency communications personnel being recognized tonight, sometimes referred to as the ultimate first responders, your CPR instructions given over the phone provided time for all of the emergency response units to get to the scene. The dispatch of any police, fire, or EMS unit available to assist mobilized public safety resources during a time-critical emergency. To the 31 law enforcement officers from 9 different agencies, thank you. You were a critical element to the community response to a cardiac arrest case. Whether you assisted with chest compressions or deployed an AED, you are an important part of the successes we celebrate this evening. To the 139 fire service responders from 16 different departments and the 21 responders from 2 private EMS agencies, your attention to detail and your commitment to effecting a timely response in these critical cases was also vital to the successful outcome. To the 53 New Castle County paramedics being recognized this evening, thank you also. Your clinical expertise and mobilization of hospital resources before the patient ever arrived at the hospital is clearly making a difference. Moreover, your flexibility in adjusting your cardiac arrest case management on the basis of ongoing data reviews has continued to improve sudden cardiac arrest survival rates in New Castle County. I can probably speak on behalf of all of the response agencies that are here this evening. We remain committed to continuing to improve survival rates and add to tonight's success stories. This past November, we hosted the first Resuscitation Academy in Delaware to begin to address the details in case management that will further improve survival rates. The Resuscitation Academy has been embraced by the fire service and emergency response community and has been requested for presentation at the statewide fire service conference later this year. We are also working to implement a telephone app that will notify CPR-trained citizens when they're in the area of a possible sudden cardiac arrest. Stay tuned. We're going to provide further information as that project moves forward. And to our patients, thank you for joining us this evening. Your attendance is special to the responders, and to the honorees being recognized, thank you. Job well done. Enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Yes. I'd now like to take a moment to introduce the Honorable Thomas P. Gordon, County Executive, New Castle County.
Thank you very much, and good evening. I always have to say, what an impressive program. This is our 4th year, and I want to compliment, starting with Director Joe Bryant, who has a little bit of an ankle injury tonight. And Joe, you might raise your hand. He is here. He asked me to give some remarks on behalf of him about how much he appreciates the current county executive. And Joe, appreciate all you've done to bring the Public Safety Department together like this, and particularly Chief Larry Tan Esquire for the way he's able to put this program together. What a great idea to have and celebrate the Survivors Reunion, for each side to thank each other for the job well done, and all the different services that are here tonight. It's too many to mention as I was going through it. And I just hope this tornado passes us, because most of the people that are going to be needed for it are in this room. But it is heartwarming to see, Joe, what you've done with the Public Safety Department, how Larry and your crew put together such a great program. And Doctor, thank you for coming out. And to Reverend, if God had a voice, it would sound like you. Thank you all.
Hello, and welcome to Edition of Safety Alert. I'm your host, Lisa Lancaster, and tonight we're at the EMS Survivors Reunion, and I have the pleasure of standing here with me, Paramedic First Classes Hill and Santora. Ladies, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I've been working for New Castle County for about 9 years now. I work in Medic 1, which is the southwest section of the city of Wilmington. And Julie?
I've been here going on my 5th year now, 8 years total, and I'm our partner down over in Southbridge.
Okay, well, great. Hi, and thanks for taking a moment to talk to us on this very important night. Now, I understand that these two ladies were involved with the save of Bill McCluskey, who's one of the survivors, and also a Newcastle County employee. Tell me about that day. What happened? What you see when you arrived?
We were dispatched to a cardiac arrest at the actual Labor Day parade that was going on that day. Upon our arrival, there was police officers and firefighters actively performing CPR. He actually was in very complex rhythm, so we actually were on scene for quite a few minutes, pushing some medication, trying to reverse some cardiac arrhythmias that were going on. We were eventually able to actually regain pulses on the way to the hospital. He actually started to kind of wake up on the way, and by the time we got to the hospital, he was awake and talking.
Wow, awesome. Now, have you guys seen him since the save, or is tonight the first time you'll be seeing him?
I have not seen him at all since the save. So.
I went to visit him up in the
Okay.
hospital
All
room.
right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for the work you do, and it's such an important job, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
No
And
problem.
be safe out there, and thanks again.
Thanks.
Okay. And now I have the pleasure of having with me current county employee Bill McCluskey, who is also a survivor. Hi, Bill. Thanks so much for taking a moment and
Well,
talking to us.
thank you for
Yeah.
speaking with me about my incident.
Well, I'm glad that you're here to speak about it. How about that, right? That's
I'm
the
really
perfect-
glad.
Yeah, well, you are. So why don't you talk about Labor Day? What happened?
Well, I'm a retired union iron worker. I used to be president of Delaware Building Trades Council. I always participate with the parade.
Yes.
And I rode in town, parked at Front and King, walked up to 12th and King.
Okay.
My wife says, "You really left me in the dust today." I
Oh.
said, "Just walking."
Right.
And about 20 minutes later, I was out of here.
Wow.
I was unfurling the banner, and I said to my wife, Kathy, I said, "This is your end." And right after I said that, I remember my eyes getting blurry and it seemed white. And I didn't know anything until I woke up in the ER.
Wow. And so, once you woke up in the ER, who was the first person that spoke to you and told you what had happened?
My wife came over and told me I had a heart attack, and I was shocked. It's a wonder I didn't have another one because I'm always physically doing something.
Yeah.
I've never smoked. I've never done drugs.
Wow.
I go to the gym a lot of mornings before I go to work.
Right.
And the last thing I would have thought I would ever have would be a heart attack.
And Bill, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I just turned 72.
Wow. You're the same age as my mom, so glad to see you standing here.
Yeah.
How do you feel about being a part of this survivors reunion and actually meeting the people that were involved in saving you?
When Lieutenant McCauley told me
Yes.
about it way back when, I told
Okay.
him I definitely wanted to participate.
Okay, good.
And after my recovery, I sent a letter to Captain Tan
Okay, yes,
telling him that Joanne Santora
yes.
and Laura Hill needed
Yes.
to be recognized and acknowledged for the job they did.
Good.
So that letter is in their file, and I appreciate everything they did and everything. Everybody was up on that stage. I'm here because of that.
Wow. Well, I did want to let you know that we had the pleasure of talking to both PFC Hill and PFC Santora. And PFC Hill told me tonight was the first time she's seen you, but PFC Santora said she went to visit you.
She
So I
did.
thought that was really
Yeah.
personal and special. So
Yeah, it was.
I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us.
I'm here because of the extensive training and the
Yes.
on-the-job training experience that the paramedics have.
Right.
Otherwise, I would not be here tonight.
Wow. Well, I'm
And I
sure you're
certainly
right.
appreciate it, and I hope
Right.
everybody in Newcastle County appreciates what they do.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for that plug. Thank you. And thank you for taking time to talk to us today.
Thank
All right, sir. Thank you.
Thanks.